Hey everyone, it's Jmart back again with another Clash of Clans YouTube video. I'm excited to announce that I'm going to be giving away 2 gold passes to anyone who subscribes, likes, and comments on this video. The winner will be announced in the next upload. I will let the winner know that they have won, and they will receive their gold pass 7 days after I announce it. But I apologize for not uploading recently. I have had some personal things going on, so I once again apologize for that. But in regards to our finish last season, I did not place very high due to not being able to attack and focus as much as I'd like. So let's hop right on into it. The army that I'm using today is the mass thrower army that I have showed in previous videos. I am using a hero potion due to my Dragon Duke being under leveled, but everything has stayed the same. The Warden charge with the 2 furnaces at the beginning with the healers. The throwers come in after with the Barbarian King and Archer Queen to funnel. Most often I use the log launcher to open the walls for the throwers to funnel in, totems to distract the defenses, overgrowth for the back end or funneling. The poison is generally for heroes or the CC, and the freeze is most of the time used for the multi-inferno towers. In the CC, I have a rage spell which I use on the Warden push at the beginning, and the revive spell is used for the Dragon Duke. The only time I don't use it on the Dragon Duke is when I lose the Warden on the Warden push at the beginning. As a recap for today, I went plus 312. The final attack was a time fail. I will show you what I did wrong and what I would do differently moving forward, but it was a great day. Yesterday I went plus 284, did not get a final defense, which resulted in a positive 90 trophies, which was great. I did end the season down in trophies, so my start of this season was not at 5,000 even, it was just under. So let's hop right on into it. So for the first attack of the day, I'm looking at this base, trying to figure out how I want to start the attack off. The fire spitters are on this top side, so I'm thinking I want to start from one of the back ends of the fire spitter and save the monolith and the revenge tower from the back end. So I start the Warden push from the 9 o'clock side. I ideally want to clear this side all the way to the fire spitter, and once that fire spitter goes down, I will start my throwers, and then put my queen and king on this top side, and then have the throwers go through the middle of the base. Rage comes down, Warden clears all these buildings on this side. Fire spitter is going down now. Throwers come in. So I'm going to slow this down in half speed as a lot goes on right here. Totem, queen goes down, giant arrow, king ability, and then I put the log launcher just above the bomb hive. I noticed that the bomb hive is placed awkwardly on the base, so the log launcher is going to come right through this top part and not get hit by any of the bombs. So that gets placed. Throwers are going to go right through the center of the base. Queen and king are going to funnel the top. Totem for the bomb hive, so the bombs don't hit any of the healers. Throwers through the middle. Overgrowth, the revenge tower, and bomb hive. Freeze that multi-inferno. The Duke to come help the Queen and King. And throwers are funneling straight down the middle, which is exactly what we wanted. Duke is going towards the monolith. Totem for that. I use Duke ability, but the Ice Golem freezes, but the Duke takes the monolith out with ease. I totem for the Revenge Tower. The scatter shot is hitting the Warden, but the Warden comes in, but the Warden does end up going down here, but the King and Queen and Duke are funneling that outside, clearing those trash buildings, which is great. And the throwers are taking down those walls, which will ultimately get that Revenge Tower down. And once that Revenge Tower goes down, we can hopefully clear the final part of the base. We have that revive for the Duke. So here we go. We revive the Duke. And archers to help clear the trash buildings. And the Duke will clear the rest for a nice easy 3-star. Perfect start of the day. So for the second attack of the day, as you can tell, this base is underleveled, so we should have no problem. With these style of bases, we want to make sure that the log launcher clears those walls so the throwers funnel to the center of the base. So we're going to start the Warden from this bottom side, have him clear a nice funnel for the throwers. So once he gets these buildings down, we're going to start our throwers from behind that fire spitter. And then once these buildings go down, throwers will come in and King and Queen will take care of that top side. With the log launcher behind the throwers, that will clear a nice easy path into the center for the throwers to go straight into the core. So multi-archer tower goes down, throwers come in, Queen, log launcher comes down, King on top. I do end up putting a overgrowth spell on the monolith compartment just to make sure that the throwers don't split. So now the throwers will go straight into the center of the base. Freeze that Revenge Tower in multi-inferno. Freeze again. And then here I will use my Duke ability to stun the core of the base. Queen and King clearing that top side. Totem for that monolith for the Duke. And as you can tell, this base is absolutely crushed. Throwers in the center, clearing those buildings. Duke putting in work on the outside. King and Queen still alive. And we can speed through the rest of this base as it is absolutely crushed for a nice easy 3-star. So for the third attack of today, we will be looking at this box base. The fire spitters are on that upper side, so how I tend to attack these bases, I like to start and use my throwers on the back side of one of the fire spitters. So I'm going to clear this bottom compartment with my Warden push. As you will see, I don't get the perfect funnel with my Warden here, but we do end up getting the funnel that we do end up needing. So here's the Rage. Warden clears the Expo, Bomb Tower. He does goes to the gold storage, which isn't ideal, but once he gets that multi-archer tower down, the throwers will come in, and then our attack has started. Throwers are in, queen with the giant arrow, king, log launcher. Once again, I want to reiterate, the log launcher is behind the bombs of the bomb hive. So we can get a clear path straight into the town hall. That is ideal for the throwers because that will give us a path straight into that core. And then as the throwers go into the core, we can clear all of those heavy defensive buildings. We will use the Duke to support the king and queen on this upper side. And then the freeze spells and overgrowth will be used on this back end just to mitigate the damage. So totem comes down for the bomb hive. It will be taken out pretty fast. The invis tower will go off. Totem down again to keep the warden. He almost does go down here. Overgrowth at bomb hive and monolith compartment. Totem that revenge tower, and throwers are funneling perfectly into the core. The dragon duke and queen on the outside, taking care of those outside buildings. Throwers in the center, perfect. Freeze that multi-inferno bomb hive to keep that warden alive. Freeze again for the bomb hive and the monolith. That multi-gear and monolith are still up. They will end up taking the warden out, but the throwers will take care of both of those buildings for us. I use the Duke ability to stun so the fire spitter doesn't kill the throwers and the healers. Throwers will take care of the fire spitter in the expo on that back end, and the Duke will end up clearing the rest of the base for us for another easy 3-star. We'll speed this up. I end up reviving the queen just for time issues, but we have no problem clearing the rest of the base. So hopping into the fourth attack of the day. On these bases, these diamond bases, I tend to start from either the town hall side or the opposite side. But on this base, I saw a perfect funnel straight through the center of the base for my throwers. I figured that from this compartment, it would take way too long to funnel, and we would run into time issues. And if we started from that end, we would most likely 1-star, especially with the invis tower on the side of the town hall. So I end up starting my warden push from this top side. I want to take out this whole compartment and ultimately down to the expo. Once that expo goes down, I start my throwers from this side, funnel them down to here. Once they get down to this section with this ricochet cannon, I place my queen on this bomb hive facing directly down through the town hall so the invis tower goes off. I then put my log launcher from 3 o'clock so it creates a clear path through here. My king and queen up here with my throwers through here. And then I do end up placing my Duke over here just to make sure that the town hall compartment gets cleared as well. So let's hop right on into this. We'll speed up to the warden push right here. So the warden will take care of this compartment pretty easily. No heavy damage defenses. So he is clearing those defenses relatively quickly. And then once that expo goes down, we will start the throwers. So expos go down, throwers in. And like I mentioned, that queen to shoot that giant arrow, invis goes off. king, and then that log launcher will come in right now. And then those throwers will funnel perfectly through that core of the base. They can hit both of those Inferno towers, so there's no issue with any of that. I do stop paying attention to my Dragon Duke, so he does almost end up going down there. Overgrowth that back, that far side, so the throwers don't take too much damage. And the Duke does take care of that bottom side pretty easily on that low health. His stun does go off. It does end up stunning the overgrowth section just for a little bit. But as you can see, the funnel is perfect. Dragon Duke clears the rest of those buildings. Throwers coming around. Queen through the center of the base, which is great. She'll help clear that scatter shot, the air defense, and the multi-inferno, which will help a lot for the back end. Throwers and Duke coming across the bottom. And now it is just a matter of time. Totem for the heroes with poison. And this is another easy 3-star. Perfect execution and plan for this base. So hopping into the 5th attack of the day. With these bases, this army does tend to struggle just a little bit. This base is a little different than the one we saw in the previous season with these gold storages here. It was easier to get that good funnel and taking out that revenge tower with the previous iteration of this base, but that is still the goal. So we want to get that warden push started, take this revenge tower out, start the throwers here, queen, king on this far side, log launcher, and then Duke we want to start from the town hall side to get directly into the core so we can get that stun ability off. So let's speed up to the warden push. So here is the warden push. I use the furnaces farther out so the funnel is good and the warden doesn't walk too far. And then I do end up using 2 totems to make sure that the warden does get that revenge tower down. We want to make sure that that is down so that the throwers don't struggle through the core. So once that revenge tower goes down, we'll start the throwers. Throwers come in now. Warden gets pulled. Queen giant arrow is bad, but doesn't matter. Log launcher next to the queen. King on that far side. Warden almost goes down. Totem to make sure he doesn't go down. Throwers are going right into the core perfectly. Duke comes in. And then right here, we want to pay attention to where I overgrowth. I overgrowth this section with the rage in that fire spitter. That fire spitter will do a lot of damage to our throwers on that back end. So I do make sure to overgrowth that. I will freeze this multi-inferno as the throwers are making sure they get through those walls. And I will probably I will probably freeze that other multi-inferno tower as well. So let's continue watching. I will rage up. Dragon Duke gets in there. There's the overgrowth. Freeze comes in once again. That Duke is in the core. I'm holding on to his ability as long as we can, but I do pop it just a little early here, right there. Totem for the monolith. Queen takes it out. Duke goes down, but I will revive him immediately. Duke alive again. And then the Expo will lock onto the Warden. He will go down, unfortunately. But with the Duke alive, cleanup, and all these throwers, we will still secure the 3-star here. I'll throw the Druid in to make sure the Duke gets a little extra healing. I normally throw him in with the Barbarian King, but I forgot, so I added a little bit extra healing with the Dragon Duke, which was nice. And then that is another easy 3-star. Great execution on this base. These tend to be very hard for this specific army. For Fireball, pretty easy, but with this one, it is a struggle. So I'd like to try to explain my thought process with attacking these, as I do tend to see a few of these throughout my Legends days. So on to the 6th attack, Diamond Style base. I do like attacking these from the Town Hall or the opposite side. And on this one, I do attack from the opposite side. I want to take out this entire compartment. So I will use a Rage and Totem to make sure that happens, as well as put the Long Launcher behind the Warden. It will help take out the CC and the Bomb Hive to create a good funnel for the throwers. So Totem, Rage up, and that will take care of that whole compartment. I put another Totem and Poison for those Headhunters to make sure they don't take out the Warden. I don't know if that was completely necessary, but we will just use that to make sure he doesn't go down. Log Launcher comes in. I'll keep the Warden push going for a little bit longer. Want to make sure that Multi-Inferno goes down. Multi-Inferno goes down, throwers will come in, and then the Queen and King will go on the top for a nice funnel. Totem for the Bomb Hive. That Yeti will take care of the Bomb Hive, and that is a good funnel. And then that Dragon Duke will come in on the bottom, take care of this bottom half, which is great. King and Queen will take care of the top half. So as you can see, that is a perfect funnel for the throwers to come straight through the middle. So let's watch this play out. King and Queen on the top, Dragon Duke on the bottom. I do end up using a stun ability here in a second. Just about now. I use my freezes for the Multi-Infernos. There's one now. Throwers will take that one out. Dragon Duke coming through the bottom. Queen. King goes down, unfortunately. And then I overgrowth that Monolith to keep the Dragon Duke alive. And then throwers are funneling straight through the middle perfectly, which is exactly what we want. Queen taking care of the rest of the base as well as the Duke. And this is a nice, easy 3-star as well. Nice and easy. Perfect execution on that base. So on to the 7th attack of the day. Once again, we see one of those very compact bases. This is a little bit more similar to the last season bases. As you can tell, they just swapped the multi-archer with the Revenge Tower. So instead of attacking from this side where the Revenge Tower normally is, I attack from the Monolith side. So let's hop right into this. And once again, the same execution. Monolith side with the Warden push. Once that goes down, throwers towards this air defense. King and Queen on this side to funnel that outside with the Log Launcher. Overgrowth this back end side. And Throwers go right through the core. Use a totem here to make sure Warden doesn't go down. Rage. Actually use another totem here. And then now throwers are in. Queen, king, log launcher. And then throwers will go right on in. Overgrowth that far end. And then once again, I'll place that Dragon Duke on the Town Hall side. He does end up coming on this far side behind the king, which is not exactly ideal. We want him to be more towards the CC, but as you will see, he will go towards the center of the base, which is great, and we can use his ability to stun that overgrowth section once it gets undone. So throwers are in. Dragon Duke ability. Look at that perfect execution on that. Stun that once it gets undone from the overgrowth. Freeze that backside. Fire Spitter. Dragon Duke will take care of that. Throwers coming in through the core. Dragon Duke taking care of that backside. Unfortunately, the Ricochet will lock onto our Warden. That does make this attack seem a little bit closer than it actually was. If that wasn't the case, this would have been a nice, easy 3-star. It does end up still continuing to be a 3-star, but it does end up becoming a little bit closer than it should have been. But the Dragon Duke's still alive. Continuing the push on the outside. Throwers helping out through the core. We'll just speed this up. Dragon Duke continues to be a menace. And we do end up actually swagging a revive spell. The Skellies almost get us there with time, but we run into no issues for another nice easy 3-star. Perfect execution on those bases. Those once again are very hard bases for this army. Nice to see us start finally 3-starring those bases with ease. So for the final attack of the day, I did friendly challenge this base a couple times and did end up getting the same result as I did with this attack. Unfortunately, it was a time fail, as you will see, but I plan to attack and start the Warden push from this bottom side. Try to clear these trash buildings. Once those get cleared, I start the throwers in here. Queen and king on this top side with the log launcher right on this mortar, so it can take out this bomb hive and fire spitter without taking any bomb hive hits, which is great placement. And then the throwers can funnel right through the core directly, which is perfect execution. Just the CC holds up our throwers a little too long, which causes the time fail. But let's hop into this replay and see what we could have changed. After watching this back, after failing on it, I see a few places where we could have done a little bit better and could have changed to eliminate this time fail, but we'll take it as a learning lesson, and hopefully next time we see it, we can 3-star it. So Rage comes down. Warden is continuing the cleanup, which in the CC, Warden takes her out pretty easily. Then the defending queen will go down, and then now throwers will come in. Throwers, queen, king, and then the log launcher right in between them. That'll take out the bomb hive, which is great. I wasted totem there. That was a wasted totem. That was a mistake number one. The fire spitter was still hitting the warden. Then I put another totem down for the fire spitter, and then put another one down for the fire spitter. Throwers are stuck on CC once again, and the ice golem breaks and freezes them. Finally, the push is started. Queen and king and dragon duke are on that top side, doing a great job. The duke is taking care of a lot of those strong defenses. Totem for the revenge tower in the middle of the base. The funnel is perfect here. Great execution. Wouldn't have changed really anything on that execution here. Duke ability to make sure queen doesn't go down. Clean up on the outside for those storages. Duke unfortunately loses the angry jelly, so he ends up straying away from the army and clearing those trash buildings. Queen takes out the revenge tower in the middle, and then the throwers funnel on the outside of the base with the dragon duke. Right here, this is where I would have changed. I should have thrown freeze spell down on that raged up multi-inferno earlier. I let the warden go down, or I should have placed it earlier so the warden didn't go down, but I placed it too late. As you can see here, warden goes down, and then throwers finally take care of that. Duke will go down here once again. Freeze comes down way too late, and then I will revive the duke here. He takes care of the rest of the base, but unfortunately that monolith does cause some issues in regards to time, and we can't get that final building down, which does cause time fail. Unfortunately, we weren't able to go perfect, which sucks, but we learned from our mistakes, and hopefully next time when we see this base, we can 3-star it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. To enter in the Gold Pass giveaway, make sure you're subscribed, like the video, and leave a comment. And in the next video, I will be giving away the first Gold Pass of 2. So make sure you don't forget to, once again, like, subscribe, and comment. See you in the next one.